Welcome to the Can I Retire Now podcast with your hosts, Nick Russell and Becky Wagner. I'm your podcast producer, RJ Malik. And right now, here's Nick and Becky.
Well, hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us on Can I Retire Now today. I'm here with my lovely wife, Becky Wagner. Our last episode, we talked about marriage and how happy we are and how finances are important. But today, let's talk about something equally as relevant in today's society and something both of us have been through as well.
Yes.
Divorce. So divorce. Yeah, it happens to the best of us.
It does.
So both Becky and I were married before we met each other. So we've been through that cycle, and unfortunately, a lot of people kind of go through that process.
Yeah. The statistic from the CDC right now is that 42% of couples get divorced in America. That's the average right now.
42%.
Yeah, and the divorce rate, first of all, there's a ridiculous number of statistics about divorce online. People have heavily studied this. But the divorce rate is higher for whatever number marriage it is, by the way. So
we're more likely to get divorced because
if
it's our second marriage than we were the
Yes.
first time?
and then third and everything increases.
Ooh.
So, which I thought was interesting, but I
Huh.
guess that's how it works. So,
Do you think those people would just stop getting married instead just date the person and then break up?
gotta love love, man.
Gotta love love.
I mean,
That's my wife right there.
or they're smarter, quicker. They don't, you know what I mean?
They find the issue and then
Yeah,
they
like
cut the
I
cord.
know like the smartest women I know, and a few of them have been divorced more than once, and it's because they just know when to call it at this point. No point in link. But anyway, that's my opinion.
And I know those women.
Yeah.
And they are 100% marriage material.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I mean,
I
they're
guess you-
fantastic.
Yeah,
So
you wind up with the wrong person, at least smart enough to cut the cord.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's my opinion. I am not a researcher or an attorney. So
You're not going into divorce
No.
divorce attorney work?
No. So there are obvious financial implications for getting divorced, and a lot of them are fairly obvious, right? Like you lose the dual income household. Now you have to split everything. So it can be a big financial drain. Not to mention divorces themselves cost money.
A lot of money, apparently. Yeah. I was
Between
shocked with how much.
the average cost of a divorce is $15,000 and can increase up to $100,000 with legal complications. I mean, getting married is like an emotional endurance test for sure, akin to like I don't even know what, but it's draining, and then also literally financially draining too, if there's spousal support or child support and all these things. So there's well-known items, and it varies state to state, but what you're here to talk about today are some major, I think we have 4 things to keep in mind if divorce is a part of your life, that are specific to your finances that you deal with as a financial advisor.
Okay.
So,
I see you took my ideas and put them down here. I'm going to go in an opposite order from what's here. I'm going to mix it up
super.
because I think beneficiaries should be an obvious one, and it sadly isn't. So I want to go with
Okay.
that one right off the bat.
Okay.
So we're married. You are my
Yes.
beneficiary on my retirement accounts. We have joint accounts together. I think when most people get divorced, they obviously split their joint accounts. They figure all that out. And
Yeah. Like, did I become a beneficiary though when we got married, or did
No.
you that's what I'm
no.
Okay. So what you're saying is upon divorce, people need to go through and check all their
So I'm glad you brought it up that way. So
Yeah.
just like when we got married. So
Yes.
prior to getting married, I never told you this, but you were already a part beneficiary on my accounts. I knew
Stop,
I knew I
really?
loved you and I wanted you to be taken care of.
You're so sweet.
God forbid something happened to me. We lived
Yeah.
in a house together, and,
Yeah.
and all that. So,
Okay.
but let's say before that,
hmm
you know what my beneficiaries were? My mom and my sister.
I mean,
Because I was divorced, it was my ex.
mhm.
Then it became my mom and my sister because I don't have
Mhm.
anybody else. And then it became some combination of the 3 of you.
Okay.
And now is you.
Okay.
And our trust, obviously.
Yeah.
But I had to make that election. You don't auto become my beneficiary
As a
as a
okay.
spouse. And then
And you're not auto deleted when you get
no,
divorced.
no. And this is the one that I see. I have numerous examples where I have sat with a couple in my office for the first time. They bring their statements. I'm looking at everything and I scroll through. And now a lot of statements, by the way, don't list beneficiaries anymore. They used to. A lot of companies pulled that away. So you have to go online to view them.
What?
I
Interesting.
know. But I used to be able to look at like 401k statements and go, okay, Jim and Mary, quick question. Who's
Sharon.
Sharon? And I could tell who Sharon was the moment the word left my mouth because the wife looks at the husband and goes, why is she on your account? I go, ex-wife. I was like, okay. Because you have to make that election. You have to change your beneficiaries.
Okay.
And I say it, we can laugh about it. It's a funny little anecdote. It literally has happened to me in my office multiple times in my career, where there's someone listed as a beneficiary who is either deceased,
Yikes.
which does not help, by the way, or
An
someone you would
ex-spouse.
not want to leave money to anymore.
Okay.
By the way, this goes same with like, I've had occasions where maybe someone has 3 kids, one of them like is a little bit of a problem, a little trouble, maybe rehab, jail, something like great, and they want to leave it to the other 2. If they didn't update it, a third of that money is going
To
to the
person they
child
don't
that maybe needs a little more focused help
Yeah.
with money. So beneficiaries are big.
I'm glad you brought up children as beneficiaries because
yeah.
the other thing that I wanted to discuss that I did not know, and we both learned when we were doing estate planning shortly after we got married, we went to an estate attorney and had to plan things out. If you're divorced and you have children, it would be your instinct or your natural inclination to be like, well, I want my children to get my money,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
If your beneficiary is not 18, right? It's 18.
Correct.
That money will go to your child's guardian, legal guardian, which in the case of divorce may be your ex-spouse.
So to put an example, our daughter is actually my stepdaughter.
Yes.
Right. So if before we were, well, even if we're married, really doesn't matter. If you were leaving money to her
Yeah, she
and
was
you
8 or 10.
pass,
Yes.
most people would think, oh, well, you're married. It would go to me, which by the way, may not be what the person wants to do anyway, but
But if
it would
I'd
go to me to care
specifically
for her.
listed
Yeah, but
my
instead, if you listed her,
or
it would
even
go to
yeah,
her dad.
or if I wasn't remarried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it can get really
It
complicated
can get
really
really
quickly.
complicated. So when you name a beneficiary, you do want to make sure that they are an adult. And someone you trust. And if you have a child and that money is to take care of that underage child, then you need to leave specific directives for that.
And how did you do it?
I set up a trust just in my name, so not in Nick's name. And so that is specifically to take care of my child who is not 18. Nick is a beneficiary of that trust. No,
No,
my sister.
your sister is.
I can't even remember. Okay.
Yeah.
But basically, it gets kind of sticky there. So you need to have a trusted person that is of age, and you need to have it specifically written down. And so we do recommend state attorneys for that situation.
Absolutely.
So if you get divorced and that is something that is a concern to you, go over your beneficiaries and go over that technicality with someone that knows how to make that work.
And of course, we probably made it sound really complex. It isn't as
It's not.
bad as it sounds. It was pretty easy. We went to the attorney. Just as easy was for us to set up our family trust.
Yeah.
It was just as easy, or if not easier, for you to set up one for you. And in the event something happens over the next handful of
And
years.
it's not huge. It's not like it's just enough to feel good about
Yeah.
my daughter being taken care of. So
Yeah. And then she would have access to that money with somebody you trust to help. So yeah, beneficiaries are a big, big thing. And most people, when they get divorced, do exactly what you said. They then go, "Well, I'll leave it to my kids. Kids are minors. You might as well have your ex as the beneficiary."
Yeah.
Social Security benefits. Changing gears a little.
Yes.
I think we've mentioned this
We
in other
did.
episodes we talked about, but important to kind of rediscuss here is that if you are married more than 10 years
Mm-hmm.
and then get divorced,
Mm-hmm.
you are still eligible to receive benefits based on your ex's Social Security benefits.
Yeah.
So let me give you an example that happened with a client of mine. Husband worked for many years, wife didn't, right? Husband had a pretty nice paying executive job. He was getting maximum Social Security benefits. They got divorced. She was in her early 60s.
Mm-hmm.
He was full retirement age. So he divorced her, retired, and shuffled on. Real peach. I never met the guy, but sounded like a real peach. So she instinctively was thinking, well, now I also lost my Social Security benefits because I'm not married anymore. And that's not the case. So when you're married, you're eligible to receive 50% of your spouse's benefit, or 50% based off that number, benefit based off that number, or 100% of yours.
Mm-hmm.
When you're married 10 years and divorced, you are still eligible for that same amount.
Did the time.
You did you did the time. I love it. So, and by the way, a couple little quick hitters. Doesn't affect that person's benefit. That person never needs to know.
Yeah.
You never need to contact that person. You go to the Social Security office, show them your marriage certificate, your divorce decree. They tell you what you're eligible for. Bing, bang, boom. If it's bigger than your benefit, you get the higher of the two.
All right.
So
It's a good one.
a lot of people are worried they lose that. Something people can more easily lose, though, when they get divorced, are pension benefits.
All right. Not many people have pensions anymore, but there are still a lot of industries and companies.
Military.
Yeah.
We work with a lot of
Military.
military that have pensions. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So
so let's say you have an example where I served, and you were, what do they call it, Army wife, or you could stay at
yeah.
home, or you moved
yeah.
around as we
Mhm.
did. And now later in life we decide to get divorced.
Mhm.
Well, previously we were receiving a pension from the Army that if I died, maybe you got 100% of, if I
Okay.
died, or 50% of, or 75% of. But now that we're divorced, pensions get paid to the person,
Veteran.
in this case the veteran or the ex-employee,
Mhm.
and or their spouse, not to kids, not to any other
Not to
designated beneficiary.
ex-spouses.
Definitely not to ex-spouses.
Okay. So if you were married to a military person for 25 years
Mm-hmm.
and you couldn't work because you moved around or whatever,
Yeah, took
and
care of the
now,
kids, all that kind
and
of
now
stuff.
you
Yeah.
get divorced, your whole retirement plan goes with them.
That was the most PG way you could have said that. I thought of like 4 ways to say that
Yeah.
that would have not been as PG.
It goes.
Yeah,
So
it's gone.
what do you even? What is a good workaround for that in general
Okay.
to make sure you're taken care of?
So some pensions, by the way, just as a stipulation, do allow for those benefits to continue to get paid.
Yeah,
So
and
this
we
is
will
not an
say
all or
we're
nothing.
not attorneys, so
Yeah.
this is
You-
purely from a.
This is before you're getting divorced, before you sign the paper, you have someone review those pension documents, that pension plan, whether it's the attorney, whether it's a financial advisor, to make sure. But in a lot of cases, when someone gets divorced, they're required, the pension earner, to give part of that benefit, part of their benefit, to their ex. So this happened with my parents. So my dad
Okay.
worked for the post office for almost 40 years. And when they decided to get divorced, my dad was hard set on, I'm not giving up any of my pension.
Okay.
But in a normal divorce setting, let's say he was going to get $3,000 a month. Well, he might have been forced to give 1,000 of that to my mom,
Mhm.
which then affects his retirement.
Yeah.
So by the way, not to poo-poo the earner, because we always feel bad for like the spouse, but it also affects the earner's pension as well. So something to consider.
So in this case, it would deduct from theirs. It's not like
Oh, yeah.
Social Security. It's one lump sum. That's
It's
being
one lump
divided.
sum, and the attorneys may decide that, okay, well, this was $3,000 a month the family was going to get. It might not be 50-50, but you should give her 1,000 of that a month as long as you're alive.
Wow.
Now, as long as you're alive is the catch. So if
Yeah.
that pension earner dies,
Huh?
now the ex-spouse gets bucko, gets nothing, because there isn't a pension being earned for her to get a piece of. So
Bad news bears. Okay.
yes, so there is a workaround for this, and is very common in divorce discussions. But I've had occasions where I've seen this get kind of ignored or backburnered, and this is not.
And you get one chance to do it.
One chance has to be before the divorce.
Okay.
You get a life insurance policy on the pension earner. So let's say I was the pension earner.
You can do that?
I've had multiple people reach out to me because they were getting divorced and the attorney or judge decreed that they had to get a life insurance policy.
Well, that's good attorneying, lawyering.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
they would have to pay. The non-pension earner would have to pay for the policy.
correct.
But
So it would be on my life.
Mhm.
You would be the owner. You would be the person paying.
But it protects me in case you pass away.
If I kick the bucket a year later, now you get a lump sum of money, tax-free, that could provide you, invested properly, essentially that pension income. Yeah.
Interesting.
Very important because most life insurance policies, like I own my life insurance policy, it's on my life. I pay the premium. You happen to be the beneficiary.
Mhm.
But the owner, the insured, and the beneficiary could all be different people. The only thing that's required with life insurance is what we call insurable interest.
Insurable interest.
It means that you have a vested interest, or there is a vested interest or financial impact if something were to happen to that person.
They have to know about it, though. Like, I can't take out a life insurance policy on, like, Taylor Swift.
No, you don't have insurable interest. Nothing happens to you if Taylor Swift dies. The insurance company.
Okay.
And it's life insurance. Taylor Swift, in this case, would still have to underwrite for a life insurance policy.
Okay,
She'd
so
have to
they
go
do
through the
have
process.
to.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So this is why I highly recommend this before the divorce is final.
Yeah,
because imagine trying to get something from your ex after the divorce.
Yeah, no, you need that to be legally compelled.
Yeah.
So,
So life insurance, though, again, maybe not the sexiest thing in the world, but is incredibly functional here.
yes.
And what can happen is, what I see a lot is we'll get a life insurance policy, and if that person doesn't pass away as the years go on and the need is less because you've gotten older, maybe we reduce the death benefit, lower the premiums. We figure all of that out. But realistically, you're getting money from that pension to help secure your pension now, right? You're using that to pay the premiums. So
makes sense.
I think that's a really important one.
All right. And the final item to remember if you find yourself in a divorce is
a little terminology, a little vocab lesson. Okay. Not my strong suit personally, but
okay.
It's understanding the difference between equal and equitable.
Not the same.
Not the same.
Okay.
Equal.
Tell me why.
Is think of equal like 50-50.
Yeah, which is usually how things are split up, 50-50. You get one, I get one, you get, okay.
Yeah.
That seems
one for me, one for you.
That is
one,
equal,
2 for me,
but
2
not
for you.
always equitable.
Correct.
Tell me why.
Okay. So equitable, think of equitable as like what's fair versus what's 50-50. So not fair like I deserve this, you deserve that. Let me give you an example.
Yeah, I need an example.
Okay. So let's say I have $1 million in my 401k.
Mhm.
And we jointly own a house that's worth $1 million.
Okay.
Okay. And let's even make it super easy, the house is paid off. Right? There's no mortgage.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. So that's $1 million.
$1 million. So we get divorced and I go, well, I'll just keep my 401k because I'm working.
Yeah.
And you keep the house and live in it.
Okay. That seems like something I would agree to be honest.
Now, this is statistically backed up, but I didn't know you'd answer that way. But most women in divorce settings try to keep the house.
Really?
Yeah. Most. Like
we're tired. We
80,
don't want to
85%.
move now.
Yeah.
Come on.
And it feels comfortable, whether there's a mortgage or not. Now, here's the reason why that's not equitable. Even though it's $1 million for $1 million, it is equal. Is that the average real estate will grow by about 5.5% a year.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have property taxes, insurance, maintenance on the house, all of that. So you're probably going to be lucky if you break even over time on a primary residence. But my 401k is going to grow at an 8, 10, 12% clip every year, compounding.
Oh, so you have to think about potential earnings.
Absolutely. So if we were 50 and getting divorced, by the time we're 65, that house, might be worth $1.5 million. My retirement account probably worth $3 million, $3.5 million, and be completely liquid for me to do whatever I want with it. In order for you to access that money, you have to sell the house. So unless you get divorced and instantly sell that house, and then you still need a place to live, right? So you buy something else, you get like the difference of the money. So let's say you buy a $500,000 house.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have a $500,000 in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You say, okay, fine, Nick, but I have a place to live. It's paid off, and I'm going to invest this $500,000. First of all, that $500,000 is likely not going to be in a tax deferred account like a 401k. So you're going to pay taxes on that growth every year.
So taxes
Yeah.
every time.
So there is more of a leakage in those assets. So in cases where people get divorced, like in that kind of scenario.
Yeah. What would you recommend in that scenario?
Well, so I looked into this years ago about getting a designation called a CDFA. It was a Certified Divorce Financial Analyst.
Yikes.
I know. I deal with so many clients, mostly women,
Mm-hmm.
that are divorced or widowed or single, and so you wonder a lot of these financial planning issues.
Yeah.
But in a lot of cases, if you were to do a calculation on what is equitable,
Mm-hmm.
if the wife really wanted the house, let's say, she would probably get 25 or 30% of the 401k balance as well.
Stop.
And even though that's not an equal amount of dollars, that is reasonably an equitable amount of value. Yeah.
Interesting.
And in a lot of cases, by the way, I tell people just sell the house. Sell the house, start over. You sell that house, you each share 50-50 in the proceeds, and you 50-50 the 401k. Now,
That's a clean way. I mean,
the
now
worker hates it, by the way, every time. The person with the 401k,
yeah, because they've
100% hates it. So if
Yeah.
you're listening to this, you're getting divorced and you're in that position, I understand you don't like what I just said.
but
Right?
they're also getting half the house.
Correct.
So
So it will help them secure their next primary residence, and then they could just continue to grow their 401k. Yeah. So
okay,
equal versus equitable.
it's something to examine
And
before you sign
obviously
papers. Yeah.
has to be done well before you sign the papers. And it's, again, not emotional. It's a mathematic thing. So if let's say you're going through a divorce and it's not going smooth, like most divorces
I
don't.
was gonna say,
I
like
know my
most of them.
first divorce, hopefully my only divorce.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Back that up.
Sorry, that
Okay.
just whoop, okay, my divorce happened so early in life that it was pretty easy. We didn't own anything. Like we owned a
Yeah.
house, which we sold. But we had no equity in.
Yeah.
And she had a retirement account, I had a small retirement account, and I was, we were still in our mid-20s.
Yeah.
27, I guess, late 20s. Anyway, so for us, it was equitable.
Yeah, and I would say my divorce, the financial aspect was the same. It was easy. And the part that wasn't was the child part.
Yeah, it was
So,
all the
the not financial
financial
stuff. Yeah, but I
But
mean,
most
the same.
divorces, people
I mean, I
are.
was 27 as well, and I had it was like, you keep your car, I'll keep my car.
But
You
imagine
keep.
if we got divorced today. We're not, by the way. Dear God, don't leave me.
I don't think we have enough energy.
I'm too tired. No, but if we got divorced today, obviously our situation is way more complex as a couple than
Yeah.
either of our previous marriages.
Yeah.
We have businesses, we have real estate, all of that. We would have to sit down and unfortunately crunch the numbers again.
Do the math.
Ugh. So don't
Possible,
divorce me.
but
it would be
yeah.
really
Let's agree
real
to stay
pain.
married for now. No, forever. I'm just kidding.
Wow, for now.
I'm teasing.
Well, Becky,
So-
that's all I wanted to share.
Okay, that
I'm
got
going to go
weird.
in my office and cry it out now.
No. We're going to stay married. Okay, so those are good 4 things.
I love how you just glance. Don't worry, we're going to stay married. Trailing off. Okay. Yes.
Those are 4 things that I wouldn't have thought about. Probably. I mean, you think about all the other things.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other things to think about.
And good attorneys will bring it up, and it's important to note too that divorce laws are different state to state.
Yes.
What's communal property? What's marital property versus separate? How to get divorced? All those things. You really need a good attorney that is local to you and knows the state laws.
Yes.
So let's not forget that tip.
Yep.
So because I guess there's more, it's 9 community property states right now. So, and the rest are not.
Which means, for those that don't know,
which means equitable distribution. They will determine how it's divided.
Correct.
Based on length of marriage and all that stuff. So, all right. And so I have some, did you know, facts about divorce? Because there is so many to choose from on
You
the
look
internet.
so happy about having researched divorce. Could you imagine asking your wife, hey, babe, this week, can you do a little research on divorce for our podcast?
Yeah, it was hard. It was not pleasant. So
Yeah.
I have some weird, funny things about divorce.
Hey, what's funnier than divorce? Let's hear it.
So in New York and in Mississippi, a spouse can sue a third party for being responsible for the failure of a marriage
Oh, the girlfriend, boyfriend,
in
side
cases of
piece?
what's called alienation of affection. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then you would sue, like the side piece
Yeah.
because she broke up the marriage.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Which maybe true, but also I feel like the
Feels
spouse
like
is
a
also at
little
fault.
overkill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking of third
Of
parties,
all states, by the way, New York and Mississippi,
I would
which
never partner those.
I would never. I can't think of a conversation where I would put the two of those states together.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But there is a law in Wichita, Kansas.
Just specifically in Wichita.
This is what the internet says. This is according to factretriever.com. That if a man mistreats his mother-in-law, it can be used for grounds as divorce.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does that go for wife as well? Mistreating?
No, it specifically states man mistreating his mother-in-law. So
Phyllis,
be nice to the
you're the
in-laws
best.
in Wichita.
Yeah. My mother-in-law is wonderful. I want to be quoted right now. You can clip this
Thanks.
and put it on Facebook or Instagram where she sees our clips. She is the best mother-in-law.
Aw.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick. And then we'll end on a funny but unfortunate fact.
Oh, okay.
In 2012, an
Which-
Italian man, Italian men are known for love, right? But who do Italian men also love? Their moms.
Oh,
An Italian man brought his mother along on his honeymoon, and his new bride divorced him 3 weeks later.
so
That's like recently,
that
2012.
is. Yeah, that's.
That's disturbing.
Look, I love my
but
mom.
Funny.
I love my mom,
I know you do.
and my mom
She's
loves
awesome.
to travel. I don't think I could see just the three of us traveling together, especially not on our honeymoon. Like
Oh,
we did a family trip. We did something with your parents and my mom and
just
all
the
that.
three of us.
Just the three
It's
of us.
one thing, like, when you get married, like we see people get married on cruise ships. We live near Port Canaveral, and then like the whole wedding parties, like on a big
yeah, on
party
the boat.
together. Like that's a big party. But if it's just like you two and mom, no thanks. That girl.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable to have some boundaries.
Some.
Yeah.
Any?
Yeah, I mean, whew.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume they get different hotel rooms. Could you imagine
It
if there
did
were
not
like
disclose that,
two queen beds
but
in
it
the
was
hotel
enough
room?
for the bride to divorce him in less than a month.
Oh my God. I'm just thinking like heart-shaped jacuzzi in the room and the three of us just hanging out.
I
in the
can't
hot tub.
imagine. Like, was she on the plane? Would she
Yeah,
just appear at the
in
hotel?
the middle. She was in the middle seat. She was in the middle seat right between them.
I would not have boarded that plane.
You would have boarded that plane.
What?
You would have got on the plane because you're sweet. You would have been like,
If your mom met us at the airport, was like, can't wait to go with you.
oh my God, you think he didn't even say it before? Yeah, before he got.
Obviously,
you're right.
she was bothered enough.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Like, or if like your mom met us in Greece or whatever, was like, hey guys. I would probably laugh for like the first 10 minutes.
And then laugh kind of like the Joker, like maniacal, like, what is happening?
Yeah. So
well,
anyway,
so
don't be any of those people.
So don't bring your mother with you on your honeymoon, is your moral of your story?
Yeah, or divorce will happen.
Or divorce will happen, apparently. 100% of Italian men that got married in 2012 that brought their mother along on a honeymoon got divorced 3 weeks later. So there's your fun quote, question mark, fact for the day. So what did we learn? Divorce can be expensive for all the obvious reasons, right? Yeah. Attorney fees and time and energy, and it can be very emotionally draining. But there are some, I think, important things to consider prior to getting divorced.
It's important to do the heavy lifting during the process.
Yeah. It might feel taxing. It might feel weighing. And let me just put it out there now. Women get the short end of the stick way more than men do in divorces. So
Yeah.
for male female marriages, like I said, I work with a lot of divorced women who are single now or have been remarried, and in a lot of cases, they did not get what I would consider an equitable share of of their contribution to a marriage. And I'm not saying that just to be, look at me, care for women, but it's true. And that's, I don't, I mean, I understand historically why that might have been relevant, but nowadays, just make sure you're thinking of these things, that
Yeah.
equitable and equal are two different things. Think about benefits like pensions, social securities, how it would have an effect on you post divorce,
Long term.
long term. And then upon divorce, or you can do it even before, but upon divorce,
Yeah.
check those beneficiaries.
Yes.
Make sure your beneficiaries are updated, because the last thing you need, I guess you wouldn't know, but is to pass away, think you're leaving money to your kids, and all of a sudden it goes to your ex and maybe their new spouse and their kids, and that whole horror of a situation. I know.
Man, we are really nailing the endings to these podcasts.
Yeah. We're going to
So-
need a light topic for our next episode.
Definitely.
You know what? It might be time to introduce everybody to my mom. What do you think?
And on that note,
All right. On that note, where can they find us? They can find us on sunrisewealthadvisors.com. You guys could also find us on social media. We have actually we have some educational stuff, I think, right now on the website around marriage and divorce.
Great.
But yeah, if you're looking for any kind of just, hey, look, this is what I'm going through. What are some things I should consider? Happy to help in any way we can. And for my wonderful wife, who I am almost 5 years married to, love to death, and will never divorce, and Becky and myself, thank you for listening. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks, Nick and Becky, and we're looking forward to your next podcast. And thank you for listening to today's Can I Retire Now podcast. Until next time, for Nick and Becky, I'm RJ Malik.